welcome back to Homemaking with Mima, and if you are new here, my name is Wendy. Today's video is I'm going to be canning taco soup for meal in a jar, and I'm going to bring you along with me. The ingredients for the taco soup base is very simple. I cooked up some ground beef with extra taco seasoning. I am going to be putting this in with the jars when I can them, but I did cook per the directions of the package per pound of beef. I have Mrs. Wage's salsa that I canned, and then I also have green chilies. I have tomato sauce, petite diced tomatoes, and some beef broth, and like I said, some mild taco seasoning. And that's what's going to go into my jars. Now, this is going to be done via the cool method. So I am not going to have my jars pre-sterilized because you don't have to when you do pressure canning. Okay, you don't have to have them pre-sterilized. And if you want more information on that, I suggest that you go, I will put a link to the USDA canning guide in the description box below, but also you can go online and look as well if you don't want to look through that guide. All right, here we go. So what I'm going to do with this base is I am going to put just some measurements in. I do want to use up this salsa and the green chilies for right now just to get an even amount of it. I'm going to just put it in there. Now this was a recipe I found on Pinterest and I adjusted it. Okay, so you do you. If you have a favorite taco recipe, then go ahead and use that. These are items that I had on hand. I need to use up some of the ground beef that I have in my freezers because we had just purchased more, a half a cow and a half a pig. So that's that story. All right, so I used up all the salsa and the green chilies. I also found in my freezer, and I defrosted extra onion and sweet red, orange, and yellow pepper. Now, granted, the sweet peppers aren't normally in a taco soup. I usually put green peppers, but this is what we had, and I want to try and use some things up that are in the freezer. So I'm going to get this in here as well. I might not use all of this in here because I am going to be doing chili in a jar as well, and I will be videoing that. It'll be a separate video for more meals in a jar, and I will be bringing you along for that, as I said. And I'm gonna need some of this, so why not? I think I'm gonna save the rest of that for chili. Now I also want some more flavor. Now granted, I want you to remember that this is a base. So when it comes time to actually make it, I will be adding more than likely either pinto beans or black beans, maybe some corn, and possibly some more beef broth. I do have some beef broth here that I'm going to add. I'm going to add a half a teaspoon to each jar as well. If I need more come time when it's time to eat it, I can add more at that time. But when you can, it enhances flavor. So this is going to have a good taco flavor. And I am going to have some left over, which I'm okay with. So we'll set that aside. All this meat, I had to defrost it because I did freeze it. And we're going to get the meat in there next. All right, friends, I cleaned some things up a little bit here. Now I'm going to get the lids on. I didn't fill these up to the 1-inch mark because they're regular mouth size jars, and I have read that if you don't fill them completely up to the 1-inch mark on the regular mouth jars, you're going to have less seeping. So we're going to try that. Right now I'm wiping the rims with vinegar, pure vinegar, because the ingredients I put in there was greasy. You know, you had the hamburger that I had cooked, the taco meat, and then I used my own home canned beef broth, and there was little bits of fat cap on my canned product, which I'm okay with. It's all natural fat cap. But in order for me to get a good seal, you have to clean that off. You see that? Or you're not going to get a good seal. And you're either going to have seepage or a failure of a seal or both. That's why I use straight vinegar. Some people just use water. It's up to you. I use the vinegar because it cuts the grease. Okay, do you see that? All right. Like I said, I'm going to can this the cool method. I did, however, soak my lids to soften up the putty. I'm using old lids here, so I'm hoping that they will work. They should. I'm using my electric digital pressure canner. I will be pressure canning these for 90 minutes because I have meat in there, okay? Fingertip tight. Don't crank on it. All right, friends, I'm just gonna bring you in a little bit closer. My phone is acting up. So, I got the lids on. Like I said, I'm gonna be pressure canning these in the electric pressure canner, and they're gonna go for 90 minutes. All right, I'll bring you back when they're all done. All right, folks, I gotta cover them up. They're gonna sleep here overnight. Tomorrow I can get the jars cleaned up. I have 5 taco soup bases in a jar ready for meals. So 5 meals right here. And all I have to do is add corn, if I choose to, some kind of a bean, either black bean or pinto bean, and I will have taco soup ready. And now if we want it more of a soup consistency, then we can add some more beef broth. All right, well, that's gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna be doing some chili base as well, and that video should be coming out soon as well. I wanna thank you folks so much for joining me today. And if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel, give the videos a thumbs up, and I want you to make it a great day.